Welcome back to another video, everybody. So today is going to be about the 5 things that I learned after requesting over 6 figures in payouts. Before I get started, I want you guys to understand that after requesting this much in payouts, this did not come from some secret strategy or anything like that. It came from discipline, patience, consistency, good habits, gratitude, everything like that. So let's talk about consistency. What is consistency? Consistency is doing things over and over and over again, regardless of whether or not you win or fail. You need to stay consistent with your habits and you need to stay consistent with yourself in day trading, or else nothing matters. Without consistency, you're expecting an overnight success. That's not going to happen in day trading. And that's one of the realizations that I've come to in the beginning of my day trading was the only thing that matters is if I stay consistent with this skill or not. It was very hard in the beginning, 100%. As you guys know in my previous videos, I've explained that I failed for about a year straight, but the consistency is what has gotten me over 6 figures in payouts now. You need to be consistent with yourself and you need to be consistent with your daily habits. Meaning, do you hit the gym every day? Do you eat clean? Are you praying to God? Etc. You need to be doing these things in order to get to the next step. One of the most important things is just getting 1% better every single day, and that will leach into trading. And for the second one, I'm going to put doing less made me more profitable. When I say doing less made me more profitable, what I mean was in the beginning, I always thought that the more tools in the toolbox you had, the better it was. And that just made me overcomplicate trading way too much. So my strategy is very, very simple. I'm focused on an intraday base level, meaning I am trading on the 1 minute time frame. I teach certain algorithmic signatures during specific times, and we trade based off of that. In the beginning, I was adding so much to my trading and it was just completely screwing me up. I remember at one time I was trading sequential SMT paired with power of 3, paired with higher time frame top-down analysis. I was trading literally anything I can put into the toolbox, I was trading that. And that was a problem for me because I would get analysis paralysis. I wouldn't really react to what the market was telling me. I wasn't taking A+ moves because of some little confluences that I had in the toolbox that just wasn't aligning with something, whatever. It was getting to a point where I had so much knowledge, yet it was defeating me. It was doing me worse. So I started to take all of these tools out the toolbox and I started to simplify my strategy significantly. That's when my trading went from meh, okay, to pretty incredible, requesting multi-5 figures every single month for a very, very consistent up until now. So take some things out of your toolbox that you don't think is really helping you and just prioritize the things that are good and focus on those things. And the third one is going to be about risk management. Without risk management, you have nothing. You can have an extremely high win rate like mine and bang almost every single trade, but the minute you take a loss with extremely high size, that can almost wipe out your account. You need to have proper risk management tools set up in place or you won't become profitable. It's impossible. You have to be careful with how much you risk depending on your account size, and you have to adjust your take profits accordingly. So risk management was huge for me. I used to go very, very heavy size thinking it's just gonna get me closer to my goals and the outcome, but it was screwing me up. The minute I lowered my size significantly is when I started to see the markets way more clear. I wasn't as nervous when executing, so I had a lot more confidence in my executions, and I was taking really good setups with really proper sizing, and I was winning. It was really just the main thing was my heavy size made me so nervous in my executions that I would try to get really, really precise, like bottom and top ticking entries, and that would just completely screw me up. Right? So risk management is one of the most important things in day trading, and you obviously hear that all the time. And the fourth one is going to be about you can't really trade based on how much money you want. Trading is a mechanically focused process. Treat it like a business. If you are so focused on making $100,000, your brain is going to correlate $100,000 with extremely heavy size, buying many accounts, etc. Focus on the process of getting to step 1, $1,000, step 2, $5,000, step 3, $10,000. Go step by step and get 1% better every single day. Do not try and force the outcome based off of a number you have in your brain, right? So knowing this, in the beginning, I was very, very money focused, extremely money focused. The minute I cut the P&L out of my trades and I was solely focused on the process, that was it. I was only focused on the process and executing properly. I even turned off the dollar amount in my top step and I put it to ticks because I was so focused on the process and I was so encouraged to get out of this stage of focusing on the money that I forced myself to only focus on taking good A+ setups, proper risk management, and not caring at all about the money. And for number 5, the most important thing for me was developing good habits. If I had to classify trading as anything, trading is a reflection of your outside habits. What do you do on a day-to-day basis, right? You will never see an extremely undisciplined person become a profitable, successful day trader. Eventually, they might hit big one time, but eventually their habits are going to completely destroy their P&L. In my journey of day trading, I remember in the beginning, I was so focused on developing good habits because I knew that creating good habits was the only way I was going to succeed at this skill that I was so passionate about. I would wake up extremely early in the morning. I would write down my day. I would write down the things that I know I should be doing on this day-to-day basis. I would eat extremely healthy. I would hit the gym every single day. I started to pray to God, and that's the first time in my entire life that I've actually ever prayed to God, was when I started to get into day trading, because I wanted this to work out so badly. I wanted to have a strong connection with God, and I wanted Him to guide me to success. But I was just so focused on becoming a better person and a better version of myself as a human being. I wanted to become 1% better every single day up until I've completely maxed out my stats. I set very, very specific goals for myself. I wanted to hit a certain weight in the gym. I wanted to eat X amount of calories every single day. I want to look like this, and I want to do X. I started to write down very, very specific goals for myself, and I would achieve those goals, and then I would look for other goals that I can achieve. I was always striving to become a better human, and that leached into day trading, and that has gotten me over 6 figures in payouts. I honestly dedicate most of my success to my outside disciplinary actions. It's just that simple. My habits dictated literally everything I did in my life, and what I did in my life dictated how I performed in day trading. And also another little bonus one, I know I'm over the 5, but journaling. Journaling is extremely important. You need to make sure you are journaling all of your trades, because if you do not journal, you are not going to have data on yourself. Every time you journal a trade, every time you journal an execution, you're going to have data on your model, on your psychology, on your risk management, everything. You're going to have everything written down as like a progress meter. You can finally reflect if you have trades in your journal. That one was a massive one for me. I would journal every single one of my trades, and I don't journal as much as I used to anymore. But in the beginning, for about a year and a half, almost 2 years, I was so focused on journaling, and journaling became honestly like a fun activity for me. I was excited to journal all of my trades and get super in depth in I would just put my entire brain on paper, not like physical paper. I would use TradeZella, but I would put my entire brain on TradeZella and really understand why I took that execution, what made me see the markets that way, how I was feeling in the current moment, etc. Please, please, please journal your trades. That is pretty much it for this video. Those are like the 5 or 6 habits that have gotten me to over 6 figures in payouts. I hope you guys really listen to this video, and I hope you guys apply the things that I said in this video to your trading. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.